I have to say that you, as a professional, have all the years of knowledge, and LinkedIn is used as a way to package yourself, to put yourself out there, because it's a resume platform. But more than that, it's a content-driven platform that showcases your personality, your values, and your expertise. So there's a difference between expertise and expert, by the way. But it's really important these days because of COVID. Our digital footprint is left on LinkedIn. So it's really important that you go out there to stand out, because your recruiters, your HR, your team, everyone who wants to hire you are checking you out on LinkedIn.
What is your journey like in becoming LinkedIn's top voice, but 4 times in a row? What is that like for you?
It took me years to become a content creator on LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn a couple of years ago wasn't a content-driven platform, but because I was building up my audience and my content creation video skills on different platforms, LinkedIn knocked on my door and said, "String, we love your video content. Would you like to be one of the early early beta testers for videos?" And so that I got invited onto the platform itself. So I kind of blew up on LinkedIn about 3 or 4 years ago because of video itself. And I've just been sharing my thoughts, my personality, just like what you're doing, Holly, just been on YouTube. I'm just pretty much treating LinkedIn as a YouTube channel. And we have to talk about creator mode, because that's something that just popped out on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago as well.
That's a pretty exciting journey, String. People think that just because you created a LinkedIn profile account, then you're getting noticed, right? You don't. That's why I love talking about branding, String, and you and I had this conversation before, where every single time when I look at the analytics on LinkedIn, their own platform, on anywhere in the social media, when people hear the word branding, it immediately turns people off. But when I hear the word branding, it reminded me of the word self-awareness. Basically, who are you? Who are you? If you judge yourself, if you look at how you present yourself, specifically in social media, what really are the key areas that you would like to help our professionals stand out in their profile? And these are a lot of job seekers, and a lot of them are very eager to work with top brand name tech companies.
So a lot of times, a lot of people, want to be humble, but there's a way of being confident and prideful in the work and that we do and the impact that we have. And the thing that you taught me, especially with Star, is how do you package yourself or tell the story in a succinct way that confidently conveys your superpower and your ROI and your impact. So I have to say that when it comes to, as a professional, you should be really thinking about, what is my superpower and how can I contribute to the company itself? Because it's all about being that FANG companies are all about company fit, because they're so popular, right? So they have the creme of the crop to pick from. So you have to how do I stand out? How can I show that I'm a good company fit? How can I show that I'm very confident and competent? Because they don't want to have someone who's very introverted and who's not proactive. They want to pick someone that is always active as well. Know your superpowers. What are your superpowers? Even that itself is a good self-awareness starting point. If you want to increase your networking opportunities on LinkedIn, if you have someone who has no presence on LinkedIn, I would not connect with you. And you and I, Holly, we have
I talk about being selective and picky, right? Yes.
Yes, you do. And that's the recruiters also are thinking about. It's is this person legit? Do they have a good presence? Do I want to connect with you? Do they have a good story? Are they relevant to my audience? These are the questions recruiters and HR people and anyone who wants to network with you are thinking about.
But one of the main reasons that your profile attracted to me, String, is that your humbleness. I really hate the word expert. I know that's going to rub a lot of other coaches or business owners the wrong way, because of every single person who claimed to be an expert on their LinkedIn profile, especially when you're a job seeker. I have yet to meet a single person who says, for example, I'm an expert front-end developer. And then when I start asking them questions, coding questions to walk me through, that's not front-end developer. So you did web design for a hot second and you know nothing about the framework or how the back end works, right? What is the biggest mistake that you have seen on LinkedIn profile that make you cringe?
The headline and the about. Those are two things that I look and the headline is really important because it's like where the keywords and buzzwords are. And a lot of people like really underutilizes headlines, LinkedIn headlines. You know how like there's a picture there and there's a 1 or 2 sentence below you? That's where the headline is.
The headline, I do agree, is a number one thing that really gets to me as well. I think that you could, I mean, I'm trying to be nice. I don't know why I'm trying to be professional and nice here. This is not how I run my live stream anyhow.
You should be a lot more,
right? So let me just be me for a second. String, I think I'm trying to show up professional for you. I don't know why I'm doing that, because I'm not. Let's just be real. You could be forgiven if you don't have the channel art, I feel, if your content is there, because your channel art is not going to help the LinkedIn with their algorithm or keyword search to find your profile, all you job seeker, right? Your photo, it helps when someone land there, but for someone to land onto your profile, your headline has so much to do with it. For example, if you are a program manager and you put project manager on your title, that's translating to entry-level position or college grad. That's just one example there, and we'll talk more about that later on. For me as a business owner, it took me a while to get there, but in working with String, I'm great in branding for job seeker. I'm not great in branding for business owner. That's why you're here, String. I would have to absolutely agree. It would be your branding. If they don't like, even if your profile pops up in front of a recruiter or employer, hiring manager, that's even worse. Your headline is really, you have so much room to put a lot of your stuff in there, the industry, your domain expertise, but what is your next position that you wanted to get into that you are qualified for? You see why I don't like the word expert? Because nowadays, I don't know, I get it because of 2020 and a lot of folks are feeling very nervous. I want to use the word desperate, so let's just call it like it is, where like suddenly there's so many experts for every single thing on there. But does it really represent who you are? Is that your superpower? Is that really your strength? Because if it is, you can really just say what your superpower is and not use the word expert.
Just think of them, HR and recruiters. They see thousands and hundreds of resumes and LinkedIn profiles. So they're like machines scanning for buzzwords. And the first place they look for buzzwords is your headline. So they're looking for like program manager, like entry level, but they're looking for leaders. What are the keywords do people scan for? Is it the word senior tech leader? Like, Holly, what are the certain keywords that people look for or recruiters look for if they look for like potential leaders?
The word global leader, global technical leader. Are you tech? Are you non-tech? What kind of leader are you? A lot of people just put leader, like IT leader. That tells me nothing about your background. If you put IT solution engineering leader, that's so crystal clear. Or if you put global hardware leader, yes, it tells me that you have the infrastructure, hardware, software, and embedded. And even like there's a lot of operation program manager in my life recently, thanks to Amazon and a lot of the open positions around the world. Even so, people are not aware of just that one simple word, global. And then right next to that, do exaggerate a little bit. You see that? I didn't say call expert. I said exaggerate. What does the word global means to you? Do you have experience with JPEG, Asia, EMEA? Where is it? US and Pacific, North America? So you can actually put some of those continent, not every single state that you've been in, but continent in your headline as well. So when someone's looking at your profile, they're looking for a leadership position. And especially with FANG company, preferably they want someone with that global scalable footprint, if that makes any sense to you guys.
It does. But also like the way you brand yourself, it's like you're kind of niching yourself and you're positioning yourself. So you're narrowing down. The word operations really good. And IT is so broad that you need to like go down and narrow as well. So you said hardware, infrastructure, AWS, cloud leader, like it kind of allows
people to career coach. Look at you.
Well, because I was thinking about that's niching. Because like, for example, marketing is also another broad thing, right? But I kind of niched myself to personal brand marketing. And that's how like where I'm getting all my deal flows are coming from. And even networking wise. So you need to niche yourself like this, not go like that.
Straight, are you reading the live chat? I have a duck. Guys, I said her brand is chicken, not duck. That's a duck.
That's okay. That's close enough.
Okay, quack. It's a thought that counts. Oh my God, that's
quack. You know what? I use that as a way to, instead of saying like the F word. I just need like duck.
Generally, there's about 5 to 10 people every single Tuesday that comes in here to announce their job announcement at one of the FANG companies. 90% of them are Amazon. Even though I'm not an Amazon coach, String, please tell them I'm not an Amazon coach.
Well, like this.
Okay, fine.
Do you know what? There's a high demand around it. Like I look at the data and the demand is at Amazon because they're just going on a hiring frenzy.
The reason why I don't like to defer myself as the one brand is that I am never one to put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not saying that Amazon's going to go away. What if one day something happened to Amazon and my entire business is down the toilet, right?
Well,
Just like how, I've coached all of you guys. When you're interviewing for Amazon, why should you settle for just Amazon? Go get all the FANG interview and go get all the offer and then think which one you have the best relationship with so that you can join the environment. Because a lot of people want to work for Amazon and Amazon's probably not appreciating this right now. It may not be the right fit for you, just like the Google and the Apple in the world, okay?
If I can't brag about myself, I hope like my customers or my clients or my customers or my people could go and amplify for me, because that's what a good brand is. Like it's like someone else branding for you. That's what a good brand is. That's a good sign of brand. Probably like you get a lot of referrals because you just told me it's like, oh, one of the VPs of Facebook, Google.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. He is actually a celebrity with his own wiki, so I don't want to name drop him, but he was one of the executive leader that I supported at Facebook, Oculus. Let's just leave it like that. It caught me off guard when his son-in-law sent me a message, an email, and I read it. I'm like, wait a minute, did you just say my leader's name? Wait, am I reading this correctly? Did you say son-in-law? I've gone son-in-law, I've gone granddaughter referrals. My leader, granddaughter, daughter, so I've gotten a lot of that as well.
Yes, you got a nephew too. Like you got an uncle referring you work as well. That's a sign of a good brand when you get word of mouth referrals as well.
Since the pandemic, if anything, it helps Amazon's stock. Let's be honest here. Amazon went from 800 something to over 3,000. Okay. And because of that, there's a lot more open position. If you guys are thinking about the market, I don't want to say the market is bouncing back. I think that when the pandemic hit, you have to refocus your energy on what type of company is actually hiring, which has to do with your branding. So this is still a really, you're not behind, you're not late. This is still a really good time for you to work on your branding. Let me know how many of you are really struggling in landing job interview. That means that you should take LinkedIn profiling or branding more seriously. Okay. MW just confirmed that Amazon is up 400% in hiring, but all the other companies, they went from layoff to hiring double or triple, and it's all over social media right now. It's not just for Amazon. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's hard to find a coach who cares so much that actually hold you accountable. Okay. So you guys are truly spoiled. I'm just going to say it like it is. And if you feel like I'm holding you accountable, I know I'm not a cup of tea for a lot of you. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm very direct and transparent. And if you come to my live show, you know that I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. But in order for you to get any result, you guys really got to do the work. And there's so many more free content that's coming up for you as well. Okay. When you guys are asking about level and how many years of experience means nothing. It means nothing. It's about how many years of experience have you had accomplishment. Okay. If I look at your branding, it needs to pop as a senior leader or director. And then we can talk more about that.
This is probably a good context for you. You have 20 years of experience as a career coach, right? I mean, career in HR, but you don't put 20 years of HR. So within that 20 years, you probably have spent 3 years of that narrow focus of you focusing on being a global HR leader, right? So the people only care about that accomplishment, not about the years of decades, right?
Yep. It's not the number of years. Is if you look back at the 17 years of experience that you have, how many of those number of experience have you actually been a leader? By how many people have you managed or directed? And what is your global execution experience? And what is your added value? Okay, so I would be more focused on that, because if you ask me, even back 20 years ago when I first started my career, I freaking built the entire Siemens data center in Fremont, California. True story.
Yeah.
When they have a team of 0, I grew that nothing right there for Siemens service. And Siemens is a big brand. Siemens alone has like 10 different or more. I mean, it's been so long, right? That's just a little bit of the information. So don't look at the year of experience, look at what you have done. I'm pretty sure you guys watch a lot of content creator. I'm not the only one. And I'm pretty sure even my clients right now, before you come to me, I'm pretty sure you checked out a lot of the career coaches. So when you look at it, what are you looking for, right? And you kind of evaluate your own brand the same way as well. For me, if I'm looking for a coach, I look at numbers, I look at results. So if you guys pay attention, a lot of my posts, a lot of the things I talk about, even with Strings channel as well, the things that she share are tips and to help you improve in certain pieces of your branding, to land interviews, so on and so forth. And I share a lot about results. Like I help XYZ number of people. I'm really excited. Let me share a quote to you of this is the hard work it takes for diversity. Women in general stay her mom and they land a job in 2 months or 3 months, like that. So rather than saying I'm an expert in helping stay at home mom, because I truly don't want to brand myself that way, I talk about numbers. This is a pure example where you should be very cautious in the word that you guys are using, even though like your superpower, your strength, right? We talk a lot about what are your key strengths, even on the headline of your LinkedIn. Program management. Rather than saying program manager, right? What about program management do you do, right? Is a cloud infrastructure program manager? Then put that word on there. Be proud. There's a big difference between reading your own credential and feeling proud than to put it on there to be cocky. So people can feel the vibe, guys. So you want to be very cautious in what you put. But let me just tell you, every single week I have an average, and I just talked about this. The people who reach out to me via LinkedIn, average 10 every single week, and never fail. Out of those numbers, I would say 80%, are you guys ready for this, are women. They're diversity.
Yay.
I'm not, like I said, I don't want to sound like all you gentlemen out there. Yes, I still have support TLC for you as well. I don't know what it is. I'm not saying all men does this, but a lot of the professional who are in the male descent, a lot, and I'm saying a lot, they will write me a page to say, Holly, I just joined and subscribed to your YouTube member. I'm expecting free coaching from you. I'm like, and literally, I'm talking about hundreds and thousands of them, right?
Stop being entitled. Pay for it. You got the money for it. Stop being entitled.
Say that one more time.
Stop being entitled. Like, if you want to invest in yourself, pay for it. Don't waste our time. You already put out free content out there on your YouTube channel, and because of that, they assume that they could like go inside your door and ask any questions. Can I, yes. I want to do another signal. It reminds me of the word duck.
I feel like I have to control you while I'm trying to control myself to hold back a little bit here. Don't do it, Holly. Don't say it. She said, if you could share some tips on how to incorporate branding on email, it would be great. I don't like talking about myself. No one does.
You know what? You know the word, the signature that we put on our emails? If you put that visual there and link it back into your LinkedIn so they could like go over there and connect, I would do that. So it's like you put think of it as like a smaller version or like a succinct version of your LinkedIn. Have your profile pic and a bit of a visual banner, and people click onto it. That's a way of like promoting yourself and let your LinkedIn pump you up, like pump up your LinkedIn content. Because like if they're curious about you, because they go see your headline first, they will click onto your profile and then read your story.
What should go on the LinkedIn profile and what should not?
If I had to look at your profile and I don't have it in front of me, I look at your headline, I look at your profile pic to see if you're updated it. I look at your summary and I look at your experience as well. So it's all about understanding your superpowers and how to leverage that up. Like leverage it, pump up your superpower and strength.
Yep.
Niche yourself. I feel like I repeat myself all the time, Holly, so I don't understand how you do this every 2 weeks.
Guys, are you hearing this? I literally repeat myself twice every single 2 weeks. Do we need to have paid LinkedIn subscription in order to get more attention from recruiter? No, absolutely not. String, take this one.
No. Short answer, no. You don't have to, because like the buzzwords, if you follow Holly's instructions on framework on buzzwords, you get the algorithm of LinkedIn doing the work for you. So you get the inbound leads coming through and get recruiters to come to you because they're like typing the keywords themselves to like find you. Make the jobs easier, not harder.
Should my LinkedIn profile match the resume? You know, if it wasn't because of the pandemic and you're not competing with probably about more thousands of people going into the same role, I would say no. Keep your LinkedIn profile concise to the point, make them look really pretty, but that has gone down the toilet because now, if possible, I want you to transfer a lot of the stuff on your resume because you're going to hit those keywords of buzzword where you're getting found. There's a reason why you get rejected right off the bat, even before you made it to the phone interview, or worse, you make it to an interview and you get a recruiter reject right off the bat. Okay? That is because your branding is not all there. If it isn't, you won't be able to present yourself the way that you deserve to be.